But for people who are watching this or just getting into the WNBA, what do you want them to know about the league?
I just really want them to know, like, you know, we work as hard as the men. You know, sometimes probably even harder because we know we have to work up to that.
But the men give you credit for that. They say you play the game the way it should be played, the fundamentals.
I think our game is more skilled, honestly. I mean, we're not out there dunking the basketball. You know, we're not doing that, but we're playing good basketball. And I feel like, you know, you want your son, you want your daughter growing up to see good basketball like that, because there's girls like me that have worked all their life to get to this point. So, I mean, we're not the NBA, but we are the WNBA, and so we are good. So come watch, you know.
So for some people, third time's the charm, but for us, it's episode 4 because this is Laces Out, presented by the NBA.
We getting money now.
Listen, we getting shmoney now. We gotta hit the Bobby Shmurda dance. You know, just duh. No, but it is a dream come true to have a show, but it's an even bigger dream to have a show that is partnered with one of the biggest leagues in the world, and we here. We like the Knicks. We here.
Wait, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, we took a little trip down to Dallas, you know, the home of my Cowboys. How about them boys? But it was all about WNBA star Charli Collier. Check it out. So we're in your hometown. Well, we're in your home state, but it feels like we're in my home state of New York. We're kicking it at Meglio right now. We're gonna enjoy some pizza, some good food later, but first we're gonna chit chat, we're gonna talk. And I wanna get into it, Nike, all right? What does it mean to be a Nike athlete?
I mean, it means a lot. I've been wearing Nike since I was a little girl. You know, when my agency hit me and I was in the draft and all that was going on, they were like, hey, Nike wants to represent you, and they were sending me all types of gear and stuff like that. It was like Christmas during April, so it was super cool. Like, just being a part of that Nike family, knowing that all these pro athletes that I'm associated with, that is just really cool. So, you know, blessed to be in the position that I am today.
Outside of the performance, why do you like Nike for a lifestyle brand?
I just love Nike in general, like lifestyle, because it's not just prone to like the US, like they're all over the country with this, like they're doing swim gear for different athletes, different cultures like associated with Nike. So it's just a, you know, good place to be in, like the Nike family.
Dunks. Let's get into it. You like dunks, I like dunks. Matter of fact, we love dunks. But I remember the days you used to be able to walk into an outlet, cop dunks like it was no problem. Now you're lucky to get them. They're a hot commodity, and if you do get them, you're paying like 3 times the value. Why do you think shoes that were so easy to get back in the day are now kind of getting this new light?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a trend. Like people said trends with these. Like you got PJ Tucker wearing them. Like
PJ needs to like give some of those away because it's ridiculous. Like,
you don't even have to match with dunks anymore. Like people wearing red dunks with like an orange shirt. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's just a hot commodity. Like dunks are so simple, low key, but like you said, you kind of got to be lucky when you're getting them. But you know, I just love dunks. You know, I'm gonna try to get however many I can.
And I'm sure you're gonna have no problem getting them. The rest of us gotta wake up Saturday morning just to be disappointed on one of those apps and then go ahead and pay, you know, that $300, $400 for a pair of dunks. What do you like better? You like the highs or the lows?
I love the lows.
Really?
Like lows with anything, not even just lifestyle shoes. Like I love wearing like hooping shoes, like Kobe's, like the low KDs, like KD 6s, like those kind of throwbacks. But all kind of lows is what I like. I'm rocking with the lows.
You hear it all the time when draftees will tell you, I don't care where I go. Come on, you have to have a destination that like in your mind, like, damn, I really want to go here. Like, I really hope they call my name when they say this.
I'm not gonna lie, so growing up, I was a Sparks fan. I love Candace Parker, and so
who doesn't?
Ideally, before I knew about the picks and all that, I'm like, dang, I would love to play for LA, but then they had me going to New York one mock draft, then you know Dallas got the pick, so I'm happy at Dallas. You know, I love it here.
Yeah.
I'm learning. We're a young team, but I'm happy here.
I mean, your dad manifested this.
Yeah.
He kept telling you your whole life, you're gonna go number one, you're gonna go number one, you're gonna go number one.
Yeah.
You lost him in high school. It helped you just create an even tighter bond with your mom and your brother.
Yeah.
But when you actually go number one and that manifestation and his dreams and those pep talks, all of that becomes a reality, I mean, the feeling just must be just completely indescribable.
It is like, couldn't even put it to words. When you actually sit down in that hotel room and you think like, you just really went number one. Like, it's only 144 girls in the W. My dad, like you said, manifested it. The people that, you know, are on my side believed in me, and I performed and I did that, so.
And you have a relationship with a fellow Longhorn, probably one of the most famous, Kevin Durant. Now, first of all, how did that relationship come about? And he was advocating for you. He already knew you were going number one, you know, weeks, months before the draft. He was tweeting about it. You know, Kevin Durant loves to tweet. So this time it was all positive, all good energy. How did that come about, and what does that relationship mean, you know, coming into a league and having somebody who's been in it, although it's the NBA, still under the same kind of spotlight?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. You know, you think of Kevin Durant like as this like huge superstar guy, but he's actually real cool, down to earth. Like, that's my guy. Like, we're cool people. We text here and there. I think I had a huge game, like I think my junior season or whatever, and he hit me up like, yo, that was crazy, like hitting me up, like DM me and stuff like that. So it just went on from there. But you know, he came more so like a mentor to me. Like, he'll give me pointers, tell me, you know, hey, watch this game, why'd you do this, why'd you do that, like film study, stuff like that. You know, hopefully he can come, you know, teach me some actual moves on the court, but we'll see. But you know, he's just a cool guy.
But for people who are watching this or just getting into the WNBA, what do you want them to know about the league?
I just really want them to know, like, you know, we work as hard as the men. You know, sometimes probably even harder because we know we have to work up to that.
But the men give you credit for that. They say you play the game the way it should be played, the fundamentals.
I think our game is more skilled, honestly. I mean, we're not out there dunking the basketball. You know, we're not doing that, but we're playing good basketball. And I feel like, you know, you want your son, you want your daughter growing up to see good basketball like that, because there's girls like me that have worked all their life to get to this point. So, I mean, we're not the NBA, but we are the WNBA, and so we are good. So come watch, you know.
Julius Randle's wife actually had a story. You know, they recently took their son to a New York Liberty game because he kept saying, you know, girls can't play basketball, so they wanted to bring him to a game to show, no, they can. That's kind of what parents need to do in order to expose, like, look, women play ball too, and they can hoop.
They need to show their children real basketball. Like, this dunking off the backboard, that's not basketball. Like, you need to watch them shoot mid-range jumpers, shoot contested layups, because that's basketball. That's how you train in the gym. That's how you get better. Because these girls are good, they're legends, and so that's real basketball.
And if you have to describe your career when it's all said and done, in one word, what is that word?
Legendary.
We're back home on set in New York City, and speaking of New York City, across the bridge in BK, my hometown, Brooklyn all day, you already know, the NBA draft went down.
Yep.
And you had a tweet, it was one of the few tweets I actually agreed with. This was the best dressed draft class ever.
Yeah, easily. Like, we're days, like years away from like the LeBron baggy like dress days. But my guy Evan Mobley, I know everyone's talking about Jalen, but the teal suit, and he's like 7 foot tall, it was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really love with men fashion, and I always talk about this, that when you're so tall, sometimes it's hard to find stuff that fits and to fit things correctly, and especially guys who tend to be a little bit bigger. You know, sizing and tailoring is everything, and you know, not everybody's built like a Westbrook where you're slim and you're, you know, like lean and things like that. You can get away with wearing those European cuts. These guys are being so young, and that just shows how much fashion has progressed. They are so well dressed. I loved Jalen Green, the Balmain suit. He looked like the fourth member of the Migos, met with some like Bee Gees 70s era. It was great with the bell bottoms. I mean, he's gonna be a fashion icon in this league.
Shout out to Kuminga as well with the orange blazer. Like, that was awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, these guys just dress so well. I'm excited to see, like, if this is how they came out the gate, listen, those tunnel looks are gonna be sensational.
Ridiculous.
Westbrook got some, you know, competition out there. He gotta start doing some crazy stuff. So in honor of this year's draft, Jarrel and I are gonna go ahead and draft our top 3 sneakers of all time, the best prospects, and we're gonna have totally different lists, so we can't judge each other's. So that's where our executive producer gotta put some respect on his name. Dakota London's in the building to help us out. Clap it up for Dakota.
I appreciate the respect. That means quite a bit to me. I don't want to waste any time. Let's get right to it. Ash, you can go first.
All right, so with my number one pick, hailing from New York, it is the Air Force One. Now, the Air Force One for me is like Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. It's a classic, never goes out of style. It hits the same every time you wear it. And again, you know how I feel about what it meant for the culture of New York City, what it meant for the culture of hip hop. So I gotta go with that, my number one pick.
All right. So my first pick will be the Air Jordan 3. I think it's the best Jordan ever. Most comfortable one, and it's the sneaker that launched Jordan's like superstardom. Like it made him a global superstar.
So on to round 2. Jarrel, why don't you go first?
Yes, I'm gonna do it with the most beautiful sneaker of all time. That's the Air Jordan 11. Like, can't go wrong with the concords or the breads. It's beautiful. What else?
I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in the Jordan family, all right? So I'm not a snob, so my whole list isn't gonna be Jordan. I'm gonna go with the Jordan 1s. I just think that what they look like, what they mean in terms of the storyline behind them, that's also what makes them special. And I just think because you can wear them with so many different things, and also the different colorways that they've come in and will continue to come in, is what makes them really special. I like to compare it to Jay-Z's Blueprint album. You know, it's as he started to evolve, it's as he started to get better, it hits the same, but it just gets better with every listen. So the Air Jordan 1 is my number 2 draft pick.
I will go with something timeless like the Chuck Taylor. Come on, like West Coast. In 100 years from now, people are still gonna be talking about some Chucks. So I think my list is way better.
Okay, so for my third pick, it's a sneaker that I actually put Dakota on, okay? It's one of the most comfortable sneakers I've ever worn in my life. I like to compare it to Jay-Z's American Gangster album. It didn't hit me on the first listen, but now I can't imagine a Jay-Z collection without it. And that is the Yeezy 350.
Hypebeast.
Listen, no, I'm gonna put you on right now. At first I was like, you know, whatever. But now I can't imagine a sneaker collection without it. It's a versatile shoe. You can wear it with so many things. Dress it up, dress it down. The comfort alone is what makes it a top 3 sneaker for me, because I don't know exactly what it went into the design of it, but you can really literally wear these sneakers all day, every day, and feel like you're wearing or walking on pillows. It's that good of a shoe. Everybody should own a pair.
I mean,
This is tough, and I'm gonna tell you why. Ashley, to her credit, did put me on the Yeezys, specifically the 350 V2s, though, like, just to make that distinction. But Chucks, I wore Chucks a lot when I was in high school. However, I'm going Yeezys.
Yeah!
get out of here.
Listen, easily the most comfortable shoe. Ash knows we travel a lot, and that is by far okay, look, if we get on a plane, I'm wearing these. It really helps that you can go through security rather quick to get them off and get them back on. So, yeah, I'm going with the
I'm
Yeezys.
not on a travel budget, so this relationship right here, this is why.
You saying there's
I see,
bias?
bias.
Listen, if you want to win, come to Team Moss. That's how we do it.
out of
You know what I'm saying? That's really what this whole segment was about.
Kyrie Irving had some choice words for Nike, to say the least, with the upcoming release of the Kyrie 8, saying, quote, "In my opinion, these are trash. I have absolutely nothing to do with them." Jarrel, I want to start with you first.
Yeah.
What is your, immediate reaction?
I think the whole situation is unfortunate. Like the Nike Kyrie partnership is one of my favorites in the business. So for this to happen, just sucks. So hopefully they can solve it. I know leaks happen. We haven't seen the full sneaker yet, and we don't know the whole story behind it. But sneakers need to get in production soon before the NBA season. So understand where Kyrie's coming from, but Nike also has a business to do as well. So
yeah, I think it's unfortunate. It's back-to-back L's for Nike at this point, because you remember a couple months ago, Vanessa Bryant had a beef with them as well. Obviously they couldn't come to terms or to an agreement to the continuation of the Kobe sneaker. But then that Kobe that was dedicated to both the Black Mamba and Gigi was released, and it was given out to players. And Vanessa went on Instagram very vocal, she did not want the sneaker released. It was something that was important to her to go out the right way. So it's just back-to-back L's with two of the biggest names that are attached to the Nike brand. And I can understand Kyrie. I mean, your name's attached to something. You want to make sure you have some say in it. So like you said, hopefully they can work it out. I'm a big fan of the Kyrie sneaker as well. And it just sucks all the way around. It's just, athletes want say in the designs too. You know what I mean? But when you say something's trash, that stings. That's
that
gotta
hurts.
hurt. So in case people weren't aware, we are sponsored by the NBA. So this is a new segment we like to call That's Game, presented by the NBA. Now, just like any game, there are rules and regulations, and that's where Dakota comes in, our executive producer. So Dakota, what are the rules and how do I win?
Well, yes, rules are important, and if there weren't any rules, you both would probably just talk for 10 minutes. So the rules are this. I will give you 3 topics. You each have 30 seconds to state your case for why you believe this or believe that, and then I will choose a winner after each topic, and then whoever wins 2 out of 3 is the winner of the segment.
Sounds easy.
It sounds like I'm gonna win, so let's do this.
All right, so the first topic, and again, you get 30 seconds. If you go over 30, I'm cutting you off, just so you're aware. Is Jalen Green the best sneaker prospect in recent years? Ashley, you can go first.
Is it an age before beauty?
Ooh. I mean, I can take it. Come on.
Go
Let's
ahead,
do it.
age
Let's
before
do it.
beauty.
Jarrel,
I mean,
Mike.
the answer is Zion. So we haven't seen anyone like him before. Probably he's not as drippy like Jalen Green.
You did not just go drippy. Ew.
No, he's not as like fly as him at all. But I think in terms of like marketing the athlete, just the way like he plays the game, you have to go with Zion.
Okay, well, you didn't take the full 30 seconds, so you're automatically gonna be in the deficit. So here we go. It's not Zion, the answer is Jalen Green, and here's why. First of all, the man came to his draft night in a bell-bottom, bedazzled Balmain suit. His hair looked like he just walked out of a Pantene commercial, curls that I'm jealous of, and I have naturally curly hair. And look, he is a hybrid, I feel like, of Westbrook meets Kelly Oubre. I mean, what he is going to do for this younger generation of basketball fans, this new wave of basketball players, he is going to be the criteria that everybody else is trying to catch up with. He's like the Odell Beckham of swag when it comes to the NBA.
Yeah, she's always running.
Doesn't matter, I hit it. Clutch, it's fine.
Well,
Cool.
listen, although she went over time as I expected she would,
By a
I do
second.
go with Ashley's argument. I do think it will be Jalen. He just seems like he's going to be special, not just on the court, but off the court. And I foresee a lot of M's in his future.
That's it. That's it.
All right, topic 2. LeBron versus Russ. Who will win the tunnel walk in LA?
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Ash, you go first.
All right, here we go. The answer, Russell Westbrook. Here's why. He just has more swag than LeBron. He can dress in things that maybe don't look good on you, don't look good on you, don't look good on me, but they look good on him, and he makes it work. He has the height, he has the silhouette, he has the attitude, and LeBron just can't compete. So the worst thing LeBron did for his swag tunnel entrance was bring Westbrook to LA. Here we go. The home kid town is back. The home kid is back in his hometown. Let's go, Westbrook. You win. Easy. Go.
Is she done?
I'm done.
She done?
All right. Spot on.
So,
30.
all right. The answer is LeBron. Like, Russ experiments too much. And I think LeBron has that grown man aesthetic with him. Like, he can wear anything he wants. I think Russ can't get away with that at all.
If you don't have swag, just say that, Jarrel.
I mean, I'm wearing Russ sneakers right now. You know, I got it. I'm good in that department.
All right. Well, anyway, it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's up to Dakota.
Personally, I like LeBron's style more than Russ because I agree with you. I do think Russ tries a little too much. But I applaud the fact that he tries. So I'm gonna go with Russ.
What? Yo.
He tries.
Yo.
There's a lot. Look,
That's
a W for winner. For winner.
out of hand.
It takes a lot of confidence to be like, listen, I'm gonna wear literally anything. And some people gonna like it and some people gonna hate it. And he comes across as he truly doesn't care. So shout out to Russ. Now, on to our last topic. Upcoming releases. August 9th, Off-White, Jarrel. React.
It's tough, man. But shout out to Virgil, first off, man. He's killing it. Louis Vuitton, Nike. But this is not for me. I'm gonna have to drop these. Like, he should have just stuck with the Nike 10 from back in the day. I think those were solid. But 50 sneakers, like, no, not at all. It's not for me.
Yeah, you wonder with 50 sneakers if you're gonna go ahead on some of those, just lose the creativeness and the uniqueness of certain pairs, right? Because when you're mass producing that many and you have to get that many out, sometimes the creativity aspect suffers. Hopefully it doesn't with Virgil, but listen, even if it does, Off-White is a hype beast's dream. So they're gonna be fine, whether they're really hitting or not. But I understand, you know, Off-White's too drippy for you, and I know you hate that word, so whatever. It's okay.
Oh my God, here we
He
go.
hates the word drip, so that's all I'm saying. There's too much drip on that chip for him.
I agree with you, ultimately.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of these, but, you know, I'm not going to knock them for
Like,
it.
get your money.
Get your money.
I ain't mad at it.
Listen, they won't have a problem selling them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, this is our first show presented by the NBA. We here, and we'll be back because we got a lot more in store for you here on Laces Out. So peace until next time.